Good morning. Happy Thursday. Today we are going to be working on some glazes. This is going to be a kind of a how-to video on how to take your one-step painted piece and turn it into something with much more depth. I've got a few boards painted here that we are going to work on, and I'm going to show you how to add color and with glazes, with mica powders, with one-step paint, all mixed with Amy Howard's Glazed Over. Now, my name is Mary Corrado. I am from Portland, Oregon. I'm an interior decorator here. And when we get started, why don't you come on, say who you are, where you're from, and if you tag 3 friends, then you will win. Your name will go into a drawing to win a can of Glazed Over. So this is a really, really nice way to just add that much more beauty and depth and just that richness to your painted pieces. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, let's start with, sorry, my paper is very loud. This board has been painted with 2 coats of Frankly Scarlet. Red looks beautiful when you put a black glaze on top. And I'm going to show you how to make a black glaze with one-step paint, glazed over, and water. So what we do is we take our bowl, and the glazed over, I will show you, is a liquid that does need to be stirred, because when you stir it, it will turn whiter, and so you want to make sure everything's incorporated in there, and it will become a white liquid. It will dry flat and it will dry clear, but just make sure that everything's stirred up before you use it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to add 1 part of our glazed over, with 1 part black paint. This is One Step Black. Very used. It's a very dirty can, but it's much loved paint. So this is thicker, so I would say that's pretty good. And then we're going to use 1 part water. Let's get this nice and incorporated. When we do our glazes, we always want to have 2 brushes. 1 brush will put the glazing on, and 1 brush will take off the excess. We also use a lint-free rag, and I will show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to take my foam brush, go ahead and dip it in. Here's what your glaze looks like. And work quickly. This actually dries pretty quickly. So just add your glaze in kind of X motions. Just go all over your piece. And you come back with a lint-free rag. Scrunch it up. Move your wrists all around. And just blot. I don't like seeing like a ragged finish like this, so you will come back again with a glazing brush, and you can just soften it. just pounce and just kind of watch so that you feel that it's getting evenly distributed on here. So it'll give you a nice, you'll see the red through, but this has a really lovely sheer darkness to it. You always want it to look like you can't see exactly what tools you used when it's on here, so you don't want it to look like brush strokes, you don't want it to look like rags, pounces. Okay. And here you go. And you have a lovely, lovely sheer, but completely different than the original finish. Now, if you were to do this on a piece of furniture, you would be doing it like the top separately. You would do each drawer separately. You would have to work in sections because it does dry so quickly, and you want it to be able to have control throughout the whole piece. You do not have to seal this. The glazed over has the sealant in it already. So this is ready to go. Let's try a different color. So that's the red, frankly scarlet, with some black one step, 1 part black one step, 1 part glazed over, and 1 part tap water. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Now I would like to try, this is Bauhaus Buff base. I am going to show you how to use just the glazing gel stain. It's actually has the glazing liquid already in it, but it is just the gel stain. So what we can do here is we just take our gel stain. This one is called Windsor Gray. So I'm going to give it a nice grayed tone over the Bauhaus Buff. Now when you're doing a light, when you have like a very, very light base like the Bauhaus Buff, you want to make sure that you are not going way too dark. Like you would not want to put a black on top of this. That is just too contrasty. It's better to stay light tones on light and go from there. You'll just be happier with the results overall. Okay, so we're going to take our gel stain. We're going to add a bit of water to this. Let's give it a stir. This gel stain, if you haven't used it yet, oh, it is wonderful. It goes on so nicely and it smells heavenly. It is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more water, just so it's nice and thinned down. Okay, get my rag ready, a clean rag. Dip in with my foam brush and just go over the top. The Bauhaus Buff also looks beautiful if you want to mix like a French blue or a pink or any of those kind of soft colors. It looks beautiful. Okay, now we've done this. Let's get our rag. Start taking it off. I'm going to get another clean chippy brush so that we can soften this color a little bit more. go over it. This is our negative tool. This is also taking some off, and it is dispersing it over the surface. If it starts to seem like it's leaving more, just wipe off your brush. Sorry, my spoons are clanking. Just keep going, we're almost done. I'm just gonna brush it out. This will help striate it just a little bit. You can striate without pouncing if you would like, if you just like that real striated look. This is giving us a little more of a soft mottled effect. And there's that one. So it has texture, but it's very subtle, very pretty. It's almost like a granite or a marble. So it just is taking that Bauhaus buff up a whole different level, making a completely different finish. Okay. Let's keep going, and let's work on a dark. This one I think would be really fun if we made a glaze with mica powder. So I am going to use this mica powder from Amy Howard called Bright Bronze. This is a gorgeous mica powder. You can use these not only in glazing liquids, but you can use them with wax. So let me show you how to use a glazing liquid with that. And we will take this to a whole new level. Okay, make sure your glazing liquid is stirred. Okay, now we take some mica powder and we just mix it in. Don't think we'll need water with this one. So let's see, let's get it stirred up. Some people love to have kind of a metallic finish on their furniture. This is what this is going to do to this gray paint, which is, I used A Good Man Is Hard to Find. So it's a beautiful gray with a little blue hint to it. Let's keep this stirred up. This is a gorgeous bronze color. That's looking good. Let's get our brush, another foam brush. Okay, let's give it a shot. This will completely change this. So pretty with the light reflective values of this mica. Okay. Again, lint-free rag. Just start pouncing. Just want to get some of the excess off, and then I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to start brushing this. Go in one direction. Work quickly before it dries. Okay, let's see how we did. Very glamorous. Very cool. This could be done on cabinets. This could be done on a piece of furniture. Very fun. So that's with the mica powder. We have one board left. And here we have our English Boxwood paint. So for this glaze, I thought it would be fun to do a lighter one over the dark. So what I'm going to do now is take some of our glazed over again. 1 part glazed over, 1 part Bauhaus buff, and 1 part water. Okay, let's get that nice and stirred. Oops, again, we will take the foam brush and exit on everywhere. I started with 2 coats of 1-step paint on each of these boards. So it's a good idea to do 2 coats of paint on your furniture or your cabinetry. Get another rag. Let's see, I think I like this one better. Scrunch it up. Take some of the excess off. Now I am going to striate this. This is such a pretty traditional striated finish. You see this on a lot of really fine French furniture. And it's such a pretty fresh look. So you just use your brush up and down. I'm going to now take it this direction. You could do this in blues and it would give kind of a denim look, kind of that linen weave finish. It's beautiful. I love this. So, so pretty. So this was our quick little tutorial on glazing. It's something that a lot of people don't really think to do, but it can take your furniture pieces up to a whole new level. I mean, you can change it from simple and pretty to pretty fabulous. Let me show you the one last. And these finishes too with a little gilding on them. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tag 3 friends, and If your name is drawn, you'll be the lucky winner of Amy Howard's Glazed Over. Have fun practicing, have fun creating, and if you make something, share it with us. We would love to see it. Have a great weekend.